Once again, welcoming you all to the physics class by Jyoti Kumar. First of all, I'm congratulating the students who got a very good marks in the weekend examinations. And most of them secured very good marks. And I'm observing that all the marks of the students, okay, it's a very fantastic one. Okay, so congratulations all. Please keep trying this so that whatever the dreams you are thinking, those will become true. Okay, guys. So, unfortunately, we have missed one topic. We will cover that topic first of all, and we will continue the continuous charge system. Okay. So here the topic which we have forgotten, skipped is my book is an old one, so in that topic is not there. That's the reason it was skipped. Okay, so the coming to the point, the first one is line of force. So the topics which we are going to discuss is line of force. Okay, this is one topic. And coming to the next, motion of charge particle in electric field. This is one topic. And next one is oblique projection. Okay, suspended charge. Okay, and few problems on these topics. Okay, so these are the 4 topics we are going to discuss in today's class. Okay, so line of force, motion of the charged particle in electric field, oblique projection, and suspended charge. So first of all, what do you mean by the word here line of force? First topic is today's class is line of force. Okay, imaginary line of force is nothing but imaginary line of is an imaginary path along which a unit positive test charge would tend to move in an electric field. Okay, guys, for example, so this is a charge and it's a surrounding electric field. At this particular point, I just kept a test charge. Now it can be moved away. For example, this is positive charge and this is positive charge, means it tends to move away. And if this is a negative, if this is negative charge, means it tends to attract. So it is a imaginary path. The line of force is a imaginary path along which unit test charge would tend to move in a electric field. Okay, now, okay, guys. Once again, for your better understanding, I'm going to draw somewhat more bigger. So here you need to observe. Yeah. So this is our charged particle. Okay. Now it will spread the electric field throughout the surface. Now I just kept a test charge at this particular point. Okay, now if this is a positive charge, okay, and this test charge means we already know it is also positive charge, it will move away from the charge. So it is an imaginary path or not? Is it appearing actually like our normal roads? No, it is not appearing. So the imaginary path in which the charge travels is called as what, guys? Line of force. And if you clearly observe that this is positive and this is positive, so it is moving outside. And if it is negative, the whatever the charge we are using, it is negative, it will be towards the charge. Okay, so line of force starts from positive charge. Line of force always starts from positive charge. Okay, for example, 2 charges like this. Okay, yeah, this is positive and this is negative. Okay, line of like this, they will move. This is how for a positive charge. Okay, so this is what, guys. So this is positive charge and this is negative charge. Now due to this, the line of force will start moving like this. Okay, this behavior. So line of force will always start from where? Positive charge. Okay, and it is going to end at where? Negative charge, like this. Okay, now guys, here for example, isolated positive charge is there. So this is isolated positive charge. So then the line of force is always radially outwards, like this. Okay, and isolated negative charge is there. So the line of force is always inverse, like this. Okay, so depending upon the charge, either it might be radially outwards or radially inwards. So first of all, line of force, it is the imaginary path in which the unit test charge may trace. Okay, or it will follow. It is called as line of force. It is an imaginary one, and first of all, it will start from line of force always starts from where? Positive charge and ends in a negative charge. And for an isolated positive charge, it is the line of force is always outwards, and for isolated negative charge, all the forces are um, all the line of force radially inwards. This is the point. Okay, guys. Now and here line of force does not intersect. See, this is a line of force, this is a line of force. If you clearly observe, these two lines have intersected any point, guys? No, it never. So line of force never intersect, because if they intersect, they has to give the electric field in two directions, which is not possible. So they won't give the electric field. These lines of force does not intersect at any point. Okay, now guys, whenever so whenever, for example, okay, so whenever we are having positive charge here, okay, so here also one positive charge. So when the positive charge it is approaching, whenever they're like this, okay, so they are so it is what, guys, it is like contacting or not? It is like contact. Whenever they are contacting, okay, so they will expand longitudinally like this. Okay, and whenever they expands, so when the charges are approaching each other, they are going to, the line of force will split like longitudinally. And when the charges are moving opposite to each other, they are going to expand laterally like this. We are having, as they are going. Okay, it is towards. Okay, so more clearly I am going to explain here in the I will show in the diagram here. Okay, so this is what our topic is here. Okay, guys. Okay, so I said na, so line of force is an imaginary path in which unit positive charge would tend to move in a electric field. Okay, so here for a radially outward, for a isolated positive charge it will be radially outward, and for a isolated negative charge it is radially inward. Okay, now this is the point here. Okay, whenever the two this is what, guys, positive charge and negative charge. So positive charge and negative charge when combined is there, we are getting the electric lines of force like this. And whenever similar poles are there, so we are getting the charges, I mean line of forces like this. So we discussed the last point. Line of force tend to contract longitudinally. What do you mean by the word tend to contract longitudinally? Whenever we are applying the forces, I mean, so here one is approaching to another. When one is approaching to the another, it is going to experience a repulsive force or not. So the expansion taking place longitudinally. Okay, whenever they are approaching here, so I mean plus and minus is there, they are expanding laterally. When you compress, so the line of force will become longitudinal, means parallel to the vertical. Okay, and whenever expands, it is parallel to the horizontal. Okay, this is what the complete line of force. Hope you all understood. Now coming to the next topic. Okay, so the next topic is, guys, motion of a charged particle. Okay, so we will discuss that point. Okay, so what is this motion of a charged particle? Okay, we already know that, we have discussed it. Yeah. Motion of charged particle in electric field. Okay, guys, so we have discussed clearly that when uh, the electric field is in this direction, the direction force will be in this direction of electric field. Okay, like this. And if for the positive charge, it is along the force is all along the electric field, and for a negative charge it is opposite. Is it right? See, the direction of force for a positive charged particle will be in the direction of electric field, and the direction of force for the uh, negative charge will be opposite to the electric field. That is the 2 points we have already discussed. Okay, so but the point is, force is also equal to mass into acceleration. F is equal to what, guys? M into A. So the force here, it will, I mean, this electric charge is accelerating in the direction of electric field. Here electron is moving opposite to the electric field. So we already know that positive charge is having mass and negative charge, I mean, these are also having mass. So what we can able to write, the force produced by the electric field and these are going to be same. So here I can write here F is equal to E into Q. F is equal to E into Q. So this is my first one and this is my second one. From these two I can write here MA is equal to EQ, or A is equal to EQ by M. So whenever a charged particle is accelerated in a electric field, its acceleration is given by the term EQ by M, where velocity, where v is equal to, I mean u is equal, initial velocity u is equal to 0 at a time t. Okay. Okay, guys. So the force due to the electric charge and the force due to the motion both will be same, and by equating those equations we are getting A is equal to EQ by M, but the initial velocity u is equal to how much, guys? 0, and at a time t. Okay, at any instant of time t. Okay, so this is what the acceleration of the charged particle in a uniform electric field. Sir, we not understood, sir. See, one simple, guys. For example, think that this is a tower of height h. This is what, guys, tower of height h. For example, a ball is resting on this surface like this. Okay, now what is the position, guys? It is in the state of rest. For example, think that tower is not there. I mean, just I placed this here. What will happen? The ball will start moving down or not? So initially it is in the state of rest, but after reaching certain distance, it acquires certain acceleration. I mean, it is moving with a certain acceleration. So initially it is having acceleration? No, but it acquired. Similarly here, when if this is a electric charge, okay, so either it is plus or it is minus. Of course, if it is plus, the particle will move away from the positive charge. If it is negative, it will be towards the negative charge. Now if I place a charge here, it tends to move like this. So it is moving means initially it is in the state of rest, but due to the electric field, it acquired acceleration, and that acceleration will be given by EQ by m with initial velocity u is equal to 0 and t is equal to at any instant of time t is equal to, okay, at any instant of time t. Okay, so this is where we can discuss the acceleration of the charged particle in the, if a body is undergoing acceleration means it will experience velocity and displacement in certain time t. The relations between these terms will be given by the equations of motions. We are having the equations of motions. We are having 4 equations of motions. V is equal to u plus at, v square minus u square is equal to 2as, okay, and s is equal to ut plus half at square, okay, and snth is equal to u plus a by 2 2n minus 1, okay. So this is the distance traveled by the body in the nth second. Okay, now the point here is, first of all, v is equal to u plus 80. When this is a charged particle, and here I kept a unit test charge, and it experiences an acceleration outwards. If it is a moving outwards means which charge it might be? It is positive charge. Okay, now as it is moving, initially its initial velocity u is equal to 0 at a t is equal to 0, but after at a t is equal to, after some time t is equal to after some time t, we can write here v is equal to u plus a t. So we can write here 0 and plus, and we can write this as eq by m, because a is equal to, we just discussed it, it is what, m. So v is the final velocity will be given by the formula eq by m into t. So another formula, s is equal v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So we, from that we can write, okay, before that we will discuss the s, then after we will discuss the v square minus u square is equal. Okay, so s ut plus half at square, where u is equal to 0, so we can write this as s is equal to 1 by 2 at square, s is equal to eq by m t square. Okay, and similarly the relation will be here v square minus u square, so we can write here v square is equal to 2 into eq by m s. That's it. Okay, and similarly here also we can write here snth is equal to, I mean, distance traveled by the charged particle in nth second, snth is equal to, so eq by m into by here a by 2 now, so here 2n minus 1. That's it, where n is the time, okay, at which second it is. So these all are the different formulas we can able to use. See, we know the acceleration. If we know the acceleration, time we know. So time we know means, for example, after 5 seconds, what is the position, what is the velocity of the particle, what is the velocity and position of the particle. So we are going to use the formula V is equal to E cube by m into t, and S is equal to E cube by m into t square. For example, S is given, okay, and displacement is given, that it is given time. Then we have to apply the formula V square is equal to 2E cube by m into S. So distance traveled by the charged particle in nth second. We have to use the formula S is equal to E cube by 2m into 2n minus 1. So these are the different set of formulas we are going to use for the motion of charged particle in electric field. Okay guys, hope you understood. So guys, if a body is having velocity means we can able to find out its momentum. Okay, so what is the formula for momentum? Momentum is equal to P is equal to m into V. Okay, so here velocity is equal to, we can write it as V is equal, acceleration is equal to velocity by time. Velocity is equal to, we can write here, acceleration into time, where acceleration is E cube by m into t. So substituting m is m into E cube by m into t, will get cancelled. What we left is E cube t. So the formula for the momentum is what? EQT. The formula for what, guys? Momentum is what? P is equal to EQT. This is one formula. Okay, and second one, guys, kinetic energy. So kinetic energy means 1 by 2 mv square, or we can also write it as p square by 2m. And what is the p value, guys? Here it is EQT. So I can write here E square Q square T square by 2m. This is the formula for kinetic energy of the charged particle. Okay, test charge, kinetic energy of the test charge. Okay, now this is all regarding the some basic points, dynamics related to the test charge in a electric field. Okay, so similarly, guys, for example, okay, for example, we are having a perpendicular electric field like this. This is a perpendicular electric field. Okay, and unit test charge, if a unit test charge is released with a initial velocity u, it will, so unit test charge released with an initial velocity u, then it will approach as a parabolic path like this. Positive charge is always attracted towards where, guys? Towards the negative charge. So here the positive charge will be tends to move like this. Okay, so why it is moving like this? Because here it is undergoing, it will experience a constant, a repulsive force will be there, and here attractive force is there. So due to this combination, it approaches a parabolic path. For example, think that positive charge is not present. Positive charge is not present means the positive charge here, the topmost positive charge is not there. So at the time, directly it will move like this. The particle will move directly like this. But since positive charge is here like this, so at every point it will try to find the effective force. Okay, so based on that effective force, it tends to move in this direction. Clear, guys? So this is how the, what is when a positive charged particle is projected with a velocity u into a perpendicular electric field, then the path traced by the particle is what, guys? Parabola. If you clearly observe that, this is what, guys? This is like a horizontal projectile or not? So a horizontal projectile, and here the distance is x, and here the distance is y. Here the horizontal distance is x and vertical distance is y. Okay, so from this we can write here x is equal to u into t. Horizontal projectile, I mean this is a horizontal range. Horizontal range is equal to u into t, where u is constant throughout the path. Okay, so we can write the time taken from here to reach from here to here is t. So the product of u and t will gives you horizontal range. Okay, so we already know that along the vertical direction, I mean acceleration, it will acquire an acceleration. So initially it is having initial velocity u. Initially it is having initial velocity u. But due to this attractive force, it will acquire certain acceleration. And the acceleration a is equal to, we can write here f by m, that is eq by m. Okay. Now y, the vertical distance, y is equal to what, guys? 1 by 2 a t square. Okay, so 1 by 2 eq by m. Why? A is equal to eq by m. So eq by m t square. But t, from the first equation we can write here t is equal to x by u. That is, we can write here 1 by 2 eq by m into x by u whole square. This is the vertical distance by the charged particle, traveled by the charged particle. Okay, guys. So this is how this is what the vertical distance as well as horizontal distance. If a body is having vertical distance displacement and horizontal displacement, this is horizontal displacement. This is vertical. If a body is having vertical as well as horizontal displacement, it will have velocities also. The velocities can be obtained by the formulae. At any instant of time, t, vx is equal to u. At any instant of time, vx is equal to what, guys? U. And vy is equal to at. Okay, so here a is equal to eq by m into t. So the velocity can be written as square root of vx square plus vy square. That is, we can write here u square plus e square q square m square t square. This is the formula. This is the formula for what? Velocity at that instant. Clear, guys? So this is how we can discuss for the horizontal projectile. Okay, guys, I hope you understood this concept. It is very, very simple, guys. There we discussed with respect to the some solid particles. Okay, I mean what a food packet is sent from the aeroplane, at what distance a person can catch it, like that we have discussed. Here we are discussing a charged particle is projected with the initial velocity u. So what is the velocity acquired, what is the this vertical distance, what is the horizontal distance, we are discussing with respect to the charged particle. The only difference in that kinematics and here is acceleration. Their acceleration is change in velocity by time. Here acceleration is eq by m. That's it. The only change is that. Remaining all, it is same only. Okay, guys, I hope you all understood. Okay, now coming to the next point. Our next topic is what, guys? Oblique projectile. What do you mean by the word oblique projectile? Any body which is projected other than 90 degree. Any body which is projected other than 90 degree and horizontal, then it is called as a oblique projectile. For example, guys, the electric field is acting vertically like this. Okay, now an electron is projected with an initially, so it makes a path like this. Okay, so if you clearly observe that at every it is behaving like what, guys? It is our projectile, normal projectile motion or not? The path traced by the trajectory is what? Projectile. Okay, here this is called the path traced by the electron is what? Trajectory, and this whole it is called as like a projectile. So but there we discussed either a ball or bullet or like that we discussed, but here we are discussing charged particle. Now electron is moving. As the electron is moving upwards, it will experience a force towards down. This is a, for example, positive charge. Completely think that this is a positive charge and electron is projected. Electron is attracted towards the positive charge, so it is making a projectile path like this. So at every moment it is experiencing a force towards EJ. This is the actual field vector EJ towards up, but the field due to this electron is towards down. Okay, so always this is what the complete about the projectile. Now at any position, at any time instant, the velocity will be given by the formula u is equal to u cos theta I plus u sin theta j. Okay, at any instant of time, its velocity will be given by the formula u is equal to u cos theta I plus u sin theta j, where theta is the angle subtended between them. Okay, angle of projection. Okay, so we already know that force along the y-axis, the force along the y-axis can be what, guys? EQ by m. EQ by m j bar. Okay, this is the okay, so force experienced along y-axis, will be what, guys? F is equal to EQ j bar. Okay, and from that we can write A is equal to what, guys? Minus QE by m j bar. So the negative, I mean negative indicates it is towards down. It is towards down like this. So it is towards down. Every time, every moment the force is towards the down. So it is minus QE by m j bar. Okay. So from this we can able to write V is equal to, we know the formula, V is equal to U plus AT. V is nothing but what, guys? Final velocity. V bar always will be obtained by U cos theta I plus U sin theta minus AT j bar. See, whatever the equation of motions we discussed in the first year, the same equations of motion only we are discussing, but the acceleration is replacing with minus QE by m. Okay, so this is our so here this is the what the velocity. Okay, guys, for example, if theta is equal to 0, if theta is equal to 0, what we are getting? V bar is equal to ui, I mean cos 90 is 1, so it is ui bar minus, and u sin theta is 0, so we are getting here minus EQ by m into T j bar. Okay, so this is the formula for what, guys? Velocity vector if theta is equal to 0. Okay, if theta is equal to pi by 2, we are getting V bar is equal to, this term will be 0, and what we left is this only, that is u sin, I mean it is u minus EQ by M into Tj. Clear? So similarly, the position vector R bar will be obtained by the formula UTI plus 1 by 2 EQ by M T square. Okay, sir, how this equation we got, sir? Means, so we can write this as R bar is equal to xi plus yj. What is the x position, guys? It is u cos theta. So we will getting what, guys? X is R bar is equal to, instead of x we can write it as what? U cos theta I plus u sin theta minus 1 by 2 at square j bar. Okay, so at theta is equal to 0, then the equation R bar will be equal to UT I plus, I mean, so u cos theta, here t is then yeah, t I cap, fine. So UTI plus 1 by 2 EQ t square j. Okay, so we can, of course, I will write more clearly here. So how, what is, guys, here? When theta is equal to 0, we will get R bar is equal to UT I cap plus 1 by 2 EQ by M T square j cap. This is the formula, because this is equal to 0. And similarly, when R bar, I mean, when theta is equal to pi by 2 also, we are getting u sin theta minus, I mean, u minus, so u here u minus 1 by 2 a t square j bar. That's it. Okay, so these are the formulas for what, guys? Oblique projectile. Okay, so I hope you all understood this object projectile. Okay, now we will move on to the next topic. Okay, guys, that is, next topic is null point. Okay, of course we already discussed it, just I want to give a small idea about that. Null point we have already discussed. The point where the force due to the both the charges will be 0, then that is called as null point. Okay, so the net force due to the two charges is 0, at that point we will call as null point. For example, this is a point, okay, and this is a point charge, so q1, this is a point charge q2. Okay, so here it will exert a force like this, and it will also exert a force like this. If you clearly observe this, at this point the net force will be equal to how much, guys? 0. That position is called as null point. The force, the point at which the net force due to both the charges is 0, that position is called as null point. Okay, and we can get the formula x is equal to, so x is nothing but here distance, so this is x and total distance is d. X is equal to d by square root of q2 q1, okay, plus 1. Okay, and here where q2 is the charge of the charge of the second one, and q1 is the charge of the first body, and d is the distance between the two charges. Okay, so if for example, guys, the similar situation, okay, here it is q1, here it is q2, and if the point is here, then we need to use the formula x is equal to d by square root of q2 by q1 minus 1. Okay, so the point is away from the source like this. At that situation, we are using the formula d by q2 square root of q2 by q1 minus 1. So in general, we will write the formula x is equal to d by square root of q2 by q1 plus or minus 1. Plus indicates charges are like. Minus indicates charges are unlike. Okay. This is a simple question. Of course, we have solved few questions based on this topic also. Just I'm repeating the formula, differentiation between two formulas. Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah. Our next topic is time period of oscillation. Time period of oscillation of a charged body. Oops. Time period of oscillation of a charged body. Okay, so here what do you mean by the word here time period? For example, think guys, this is a support and here I suspended a charge. When I suspend a charge, it is going to exert, I mean electric field is towards down. Okay, electric field is acting towards down. See, electric field you have to consider like our gravitational acceleration only. Okay, if acceleration due to gravity, if g is towards up, if I mean a body is projected upwards, g will consider as negative, and if the particle is coming down, okay, the body is moving up means the g is considered as negative, and coming down means g is considered as positive. Similarly, e is also, when the direction is towards up, the direction of electric field towards up we will consider as negative, and direction of electric field is towards down we will consider it as positive. Okay guys, now a charged particle is suspended in an electric field in which a charged particle is suspended in an electric field, okay, and which is acting towards down. So whenever it is acting towards down, along with an acceleration due to gravity, this electric force will also act. So we know that formula for the time period. Time period is equal to, we will write it as 2 pi square root of L by G. Okay, but this is the actual formula when it is suspended in air, charged particle suspended in air. But when suspended in electric field, we can write T dash is equal to 2 pi square root of L is constant, it won't change, G dash. So what is the net G here? See, the G is, I mean G is towards down, E is also towards down, so both are plus 2. So net acceleration is equal to, we can write this as G plus EQ by M. So simply, or we can write this as G plus A, which is equal to G plus EQ by M. So we can write here T dash is equal to 2 pi square root of L by G plus EQ by M. This is the formula for the time period when a charged particle is suspended in an electric field. For example, guys, negative electric field is applied. Negative electric field is applied. That is, the electric field is like this. At the time, E we have to consider as negative. So the net acceleration, and here G is towards down. Net A is equal to G minus A, that is equal to G minus EQ by M. So here T dash is equal to, T double dash I will use, 2 pi square root of L by G plus, sorry, G minus EQ by M. This is the formula. So if the electric field we considered as positive, T will be, see here electric field is acting towards down. if electric field is acting towards the ground, the denominator value is increasing. So if denominator value increases, time period increases. So for a charged particle suspended in downward electric field, time period will increase. Time period is going to increase. Here time period will decreases. These type of questions 100% they will ask in examination. Okay, so whenever a charged particle suspended in a uniform electric field, okay, so the net acceleration is going to sum up. So g is going to vary, so time period is going to increase. If g effective acceleration increases, t value increases. So here this whole value is increasing. So sorry sir, yeah, this whole value increasing means time period will decrease, guys. Time period will decreases. So this whole value increases. If this whole value increases means time period will decreases, and here the whole value decreasing means time period will increases. So whenever the particle, yeah, this is once again guys, whenever a particle is suspended in a uniform electric field E, then the time period will decrease when the field is towards ground, and when the field is away, then time period will increase. Okay, so these are the points, keep it in mind. Okay, so this is what it is related to the what guys, time period and oscillation of a charged body. Okay guys, so time period of oscillation of a charged particle. For example, electric field applied horizontally. Electric field applied horizontally. So consider a charge suspended in a uniform electric field in which electric field is horizontally like this. Okay, now it is going to, for example, this is a test positive charge. So then it is going to oscillate in this direction or not, guys? Now if you clearly observe that it is making an angle theta here, so the same angle will also be here, theta. Okay, now this here it will create a tension. Okay, so tension will be the resultant force. Here we can write it as T is equal to square root of mg whole square plus EQ whole square. Okay, sir, how we got this formula? If you clearly observe that this is what, guys, tension. Now the tension can be resolved into two components here, one this component and here one vertical component. Okay, so here this is a vertical component, can be written as T cos theta, which is equal to mg, and here it is T sin theta, which is equal to QE. Okay, so we already know that T is equal to, we can write it as what, T square sin square theta plus T square cos square theta. So based on those conditions, we can write this as T is equal to mg square plus EQ square. So we can write this as, from this, acceleration effective is equal to tension by mass. So tension is nothing but what, guys? Force. Effective acceleration can be written as T by m. What is T, guys? Here we can write it square root of mg square plus EQ whole square by m. That is, upon cancellation we are getting A effective is equal to g square plus EQ by m whole square. This is the effective acceleration. Okay, so time period also similarly we can write here T is equal to, time period for this oscillation can be written as T is equal to 2 pi square root of L by G effective. That is, T is equal to 2 pi square root of L by G square, I mean once again square root of G square plus EQ by M whole square. This is the formula. Okay, of course we have solved these type of questions in the previous class only. Okay, instead of solving explaining all this, we have discussed with respect to the problems directly. Okay, so just I'm giving an idea about how to solve this. Okay, hope you all understood very clearly. Okay, now we will start few problems. Okay. Yeah, so line of force, guys, and this is the points related to the line of force, and this is what we just discussed before itself, and motion of a charged particle and different formulas. Okay, and next this is also related to the uh, motion of charged particle in electric field. Okay, and this is oblique projection. Next, so acceleration, different situation. What is the position? What will happen? I mean, oblique projection only. It is all related to the oblique projection only. Yeah. Okay. Now we will going to solve the problems. So first of all, here in the given figure shown, the electric field intensity at R is equal to 1 meter, R is equal to 6 meter, and R is equal to 9 meter is. Okay, so here, of course, this question is not at, this question should not be right now, but okay, we will solve this question. This topic, after completing the electric potential, this question has to be there, but unfortunately, they have given very before itself, but we will solve this. I mean, the graph given is, yeah. Okay, so graph given is, you can able to check here. This is the graph. Okay, and this is the electric, I mean the potential given here V. Okay, and this is the R. Okay, now here this is what. Okay, now they given this is 2, and here it is 10, and we are having the point here 8, and here it is 10. Okay, so at R equal to 1, R is equal to 6, and R is equal to 9 we required. Okay, so in terms of volt per meter inverse. Fine. So first of all, we know that what, guys, potential V is equal to work done by charge. Work done by charge. Work done can be written as force into R. Actually, force into displacement. Now I'm writing it as R. S bar I'm writing it as R. Okay, by charge. And we already know that bar is equal to force into displacement. Okay. Okay, we already know that F is equal to what, guys? E Q. Okay, from this we can write E is equal to F by Q. So instead of F by Q, we can write it as what, guys? E R. V is equal to, we can write it as E R. Okay, so from this we can write here E is equal to dV by dr minus dV by dr. Sir, why minus? Because always the direction of charged field is against the potential. Okay, so just we discussed now, if this is a positive charge and electron is projected, how like that. So the direction here, it is towards down, so it is, we have to consider it as minus dV by dr. So if you clearly observe that the positions were given at 1. Okay, so from the graph we can observe that if you draw a line here, it is intersecting at the point 5. Okay, so we can write this as, so what, guys? E1 is equal to minus 5 by, yeah, minus 5, minus of minus is plus. Okay, minus 5 minus 0 by 1 minus 0. So what is the value, guys, here? It is so minus of, okay, minus, so it is simply minus 5. Our first point is what, guys? Minus pi. Okay, so here minus dv by dr. So here the position is what, guys? We already know from this, this is 5, this is a 1. Okay, so it is like for finding the slope formula. Okay, so it is a v2 minus v1 by r2 minus r1. So v2 is a 5, v1 is 0. Okay, so minus 5, I mean minus for whole. Okay, 5 minus 0 by 1 minus 0. So this will be equal to how much, guys? Minus 5. And coming to the second point, this point consider, and this point. Okay, r is equal to 6. Okay, so here this is the point you need to check with respect to E2 is equal to minus, okay, what is the point here? 10. 10 minus 10 by, so we are having 6 minus 2. So 0 by something is 0. So ultimately E2 is equal to how much, guys? 0. And similarly E3. E3 also, when we check here, they are asking 9. At this point, if you make a line here, it is intersecting at point 5. Okay. So we can write this as, so we can write this as minus, okay. So here, this is a V2 and this is a V1. So V2 is how much, guys? 5 minus, okay, and next one is 5 minus 10 by here 9 minus 1. Okay, so we are getting here minus of minus is plus 5. Okay, here it is 8, sorry, at this position now it is 8. So it is what? Plus 5. E3 is equal to, so E1 is equal to how much, guys? Minus 5. E2 is equal to how much, guys? 0. And E3 is equal to how much? Plus 5. So answer is second option. Answer is second option. Clear, guys? So similarly, go through the next question, guys. So 11th question. A point charge, point charges of 3 into 10 power 3 into 10 power minus 9 coulomb are situated at each of the 3 corners of the square whose side is 15 centimeter. The magnitude and direction of electric field at the vacant corner of the square is, okay. So these type of question we already solved, of course, but we discussed that for what? Finding the net force, but we are finding here which one, guys? Electric field. So for example, guys, in this question they has given, okay, so ABCD is a, so here A, B and C and D. Okay, so here at every point we are having charge Q, Q and Q. Now what is the electric field at this point? So we already know the final, I mean net electric field. So what it is, guys? Root 2 plus 1 by 2. So for getting how we got this value, just refer my previous problem, guys. Okay, so root 2 plus 1 by 2 E bar, but E bar is equal to, we can write this as 1 by, E bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon R square Q. Okay, so Q given, Q is equal to how much? 3 into 10 power minus 9, and R is given as 15 centimeters. Okay, so we can write this as, finally the E bar value we will get as 1 by 4 pi, I mean 9 into 10 power 9, and the Q value is 3 into 10 power minus 9 by, and we are having R square, so 15 into 10 power minus 4 centimeters we have to convert into meters. Okay, now guys, here 10 power minus 9, 10 power 9 cancel. Okay, yes, so this value is equal to how much? 5 times, here it is 3 times, 3 5 times, so 25. We can write this as E bar is equal to 3 in 3 by, so we can write this as 25. 25 I'm writing it as 0.25. Okay, 0.25 into 10 power 2 into 10 power minus 4. Sir, why you are doing like this? Because I was not interested in dividing the whole with the 25. Division, I mean, sometimes multiplication is easy when compared to the division. So this 0.25 can be written as how much, guys? 3 by 1 by 4 into 10 square into 10 power minus 2. So this will be how much? One term. Okay. So this is how much? 12 into, and here 10 power minus 2, when it goes up, 100. So it is 1200. This is the value. Now our value, observe that, yeah, it is not there. Why it is not there? Because this is the value for only E bar. But our final answer, E net, is equal to root 2 plus 1 by 2 into E bar. That is, we can write this as, so root 2 value is 1.414 and here it is 0.5. So we can write here 1.914 into 1200, or we can write 1914 into 191.4 into 12. So first option is your answer, that is 2296 volt per meter along diagonal. Okay, I hope you all understood this question clearly. Okay, a large flat metal surface has a density of plus sigma. An electron of mass m charge E leaves the surface at an angle at an point A with speed v and return to it at a point B, the maximum value of AB. Okay, guys. So here the question is very little tricky. What is the tricky? So this electric field, I mean, this is a surface charge of a sigma. Okay, so plus sigma charge density. Okay, now electric field is towards up. Now electron is leaving at an angle like this and reaches the point. I mean, this is point A and this is point B. So this is how it is looks like, guys. Projectile or not? So we want to find R max. Okay, so first of all, we know that electric field is equal to sigma by epsilon, is equal to sigma by epsilon. Sir, how we got this formula? So this is what, guys, it is a sheet. Okay, I mean, what we can write it as, it is a large flat metal surface. Okay, so we know that what is the formula here? E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon, okay, q by r square. So this q by q 4 pi into r square, approximately they consider as the area of the whole surface, a whole area. Okay, so like this is approximately the 4 pi r square is considered as the whole area. So q by, approximately we can write E is equal to sigma by epsilon, approx. Okay, now E is equal to how much, guys? Sigma by epsilon. Now after getting E is equal to sigma by epsilon, we all force experience. So force experienced by the electron can be written as E into E. Okay, actually it is what F is equal to E Q. Q is the charge. Here charge is what? Electron. So we can write it as E into E. So we can write this as E into E by epsilon. Okay. Now after getting the force, we can able to find its acceleration or not. Acceleration is equal to E by epsilon m. Okay, so R max is equal to, we can write it as u square by g, or here g can be replaced with acceleration, u square by a. So what is a? E by, so I can write R max is equal to, we can, sir, actually sine theta na, u square sine theta 2 by a na, but why you written u square by a? So this sine square 2 theta should be equal to how much? 1. So it should be at an angle of 45. R should be maximum na. So the angle theta will be 45, and ultimately we are getting the value. Okay. So our next point, R max is equal to U square by A. So but U is given as, U is equal to how much, guys? B. So V square by E by epsilon not M. So we can write here as V square M epsilon by E. So option, what is your option, guys? Your option is second option is your answer. Okay, hope you understood. So second option here, V square M epsilon naught by E. Sorry, yeah. Okay, fine. Here this is sigma na. E can be written as sigma by epsilon. So this will be sigma. Okay, here it is sigma. All is sigma. Okay, guys. I hope you all understood. So this is a small mistake. What it is, E is equal to sigma by epsilon. So we can write here E into E. So E can be F is equal to, we can write E into sigma by epsilon, and A is equal to E into sigma by epsilon naught into EM. So we know that U is given as V. So V square by E into sigma by epsilon M, that is ultimately V square M epsilon by E into sigma. This is what your answer is. Okay, hope you all understood. Okay, guys. So based on the different inputs today I have given, so try to solve this 13th and 14th question. This try it as a homework. Okay, so we will discuss these two questions in tomorrow's class. Hope you all understood today's class, and just have a nice day. Thank you.